Hi everybody, welcome to a 20-something's kitchen. So, you might notice a beautiful blonde on your screen, and I'm not talking about myself. We are talking about Brittany Lett. My best friend of over 10 years is here to show us her favorite holiday treat, which is a pumpkin pie. And we're actually going to put a little spin on it at the end. We're going to have a pecan, whichever you prefer to say.
Envelope.
Yeah, tomato. So we're going to have a pecan drizzle that will be topping it off at the end, so it's not your typical pumpkin pie. So I'm going to be Brittany's little slave and whip up the pie, and she's going to be telling us a little bit about why she enjoys pumpkin pie, not the typical like apple or cherry pie. So
that's boring.
Yeah, why don't you tell me what goes into this pie and kind of who we have on deck, and I'll go ahead and get started here for you.
Alrighty, so we have pumpkin, evaporated milk, brown sugar, some pumpkin spice, and some cinnamon. So those are all the ingredients. We will start off with some dry ingredients. So we have 1 cup of brown sugar, which Amanda will throw in there. And then we have 3/4 cup of evaporated milk, which is next. After we mix in that, we will have the pumpkin and 1 3/4 cup of pumpkin. But I'll let Amanda get that all whipped together first. So I really like pumpkin pie because it reminds me of the holidays. Thanksgiving and Christmas are my favorite holiday or holidays. The family's together. It just seems like a warm, happy time, and it's just a warm taste. I love the basic pumpkin spice taste. It just has that warm taste in your mouth, and it's not healthy like cherries or apples.
Yeah.
You know, this
you want to avoid health when it's the holidays, right? Well, that's why we have a cup of brown sugar in here, because
screw the diets.
Right.
So, yeah, I like it. You can have it after dinner. You can have it if you're one of those people that likes to have your dessert first. You can have it before dinner. And you can also have it as a snack. So instead of an apple, I tend to like pumpkin pie or anything unhealthy for me. So by all means, have it for a snack. And then I also like it because you can have whipped cream. Obviously, a lot of people like whipped cream. I'm one of those that likes to cover it so you can't even see the pumpkin pie. No. But especially the pecan drizzle that we're making today makes it extra delicious. And it's going to be super different. It's not the typical pumpkin pie. You'll impress your friends and family if you bring it to the holidays. So that's why I like pumpkin pie, and I'm super excited to share with you guys today.
All right, so I have all these mixed up. What is next into the big yellow bowl?
All right, so next in the big yellow bowl, we need to do 2 eggs.
So the eggs are now in. What is next?
All right, so next we are going to put in the pumpkin spice, which is what makes it really, really good. A lot of people get confused and think anything pumpkin will taste really good. Oh my gosh, pumpkin's great. Well, actually, if you taste just pumpkin, it tastes like baby food. Yeah. Like, it's not okay. So the spice is actually what makes anything pumpkin spice really good. So you need to have a teaspoon of that in there, and then same with a teaspoon of cinnamon. So those are the next 2 ingredients. Okay, and we're also going to put a pinch of salt in here as well. So you're going to notice that it is a little watery. Don't freak out. That's totally normal. We're just going to mix this all up, get everything all mixed pretty good.
And the reason for it being watery is because of that evaporated milk. But once it cooks, like Brittany said, it's going to firm up and have that really soft, just like buttery pumpkin pie taste here. I'm going to take the spatula and just fold it in. All those spices. Don't want to leave a spice out of the party. Can't be rude. Everyone's invited to the holidays. Okay. And then, Brittany, do you mind just poking holes in the bottom of this?
So we're poking holes in the bottom of the pie crust to give it some air, just to let it breathe.
And breathe, just breathe.
Okay, amazing. All right, I will give you the honors of pouring it in. And then one thing too, after we pour this in, we're going to be adding aluminum foil to, sorry, I just got distracted. This is a beautiful sight. We'll be adding aluminum foil around the pie crust just because we don't want it to burn as it's baking. So yeah, just go ahead and scoop it all in there. All right, so we'll be put it in the oven for 425 for 15 minutes. We'll go ahead and check it out, bring it to the counter, let it sit for about 5 minutes, and then we will put it back in the oven at 350 for 30 to 40 minutes. Mm-hmm. just to make sure that's cooked through, and pecan drizzle. Because if you make it too early, it'll actually harden and turn into like a pecan brittle. So that's one thing too that we need to remember when we're making the pecan drizzle for our friends or family on the holidays. If you are going to be serving pumpkin pie with this, make sure that you keep that heated, or you make it the 10 minutes before it's going to be served. So let's take it over to the oven and get this bad boy cooking.
Look at that deliciousness. So excited.
And get started on our pecan syrup that we're going to make here. So how do we make it? We have 1 stick of butter that I've cut up here. I'm just going to dump everything right into our little saucepan. And then 1 cup of brown sugar, 1 cup of white sugar, like I said, no dieting on the holidays. And then I'm actually going to have Brittany cut up about a cup or a little more than a cup of pecans. And then we're going to add in a teaspoon of vanilla, a teaspoon of maple syrup, and then just a pinch of cinnamon and salt. So those are all in, and then I'm going to add the pecans, and then we're going to take this to the stove and just let it melt down. So it might take you about 5 to 10 minutes, but just eyeball it because you don't want to burn the sugar. You actually just want it to melt to create that caramely pecan syrup texture. So I'm going to go melt that, and I'll bring it back here, show you guys what it looks like, and then we'll top our pie with it. So the pumpkin pie is complete, and we have our pecan syrup ready to go. You'll notice that there are a couple slices in the pie, and the reason I did this one is to check if the pie is done. And the second one is actually so that the syrup gets into the pie. It's going to be delicious. So let's go ahead and put our pecan syrup just right on top here. Spread it out evenly here. And look at that. You've got yourself an impressive pumpkin pie. You're going to come in and people are going to think it's a pecan pie, but you're going to surprise them because underneath you got that pumpkin. So Brittany and I are wishing you a happy holiday season, and we hope that you have enjoyed making a pumpkin pie with us.
Happy holiday. Happy holiday. Happy holiday.